Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? We got breaking news coming. Here it goes. Out of the Middle East, we have breaking news coming out of the Middle East. Bombs over Baghdad. There's certainly a problem going on. It's just incredible what's happening. But it looks like we're having an internet problem right now. We're having an internet problem, but I'll stay with it, folks, as we are coming on live here. And here's the situation. There's been a massive explosion of a military base in Iraq. The bombing done apparently by the nation of Israel using F-35 fighter jets. They went flying into Iraq and bombed a location that's controlled by Hezbollah. These are the Iraqi Hezbollah terrorist group. Now, we know last week Israel went in and bombed Iranian locations. Matter of fact, here's a map. Iraqi strikes last week. Israel went in and hit one of the locations just north of Baghdad. And that was last week. Israel did that. This week, Israel came back today, just about an hour ago, and hit another location. Mass casualties is being reported, both dead and wounded. This one, though, was controlled by Hezbollah. Matter of fact, let me show you what Hezbollah looks like in Iraq. You say Hezbollah in Iraq? Yes. Iran has got militant groups in Iraq, and so does Hezbollah. You're looking at right there. That is Hezbollah of Iraq. Notice they're Hezbollah. They're in Iraq. But look at the banner. That is the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of Iran. They have sworn their allegiance to him. And look what they're doing. They're marching and standing on top the Israeli flag in Iraq. Now, Hezbollah is normally out of southern Lebanon, but their terrorist organization has expanded now. And so Israel is not going to let Hezbollah or the Iranian Shiites set up shop anywhere in Syria or Iraq. Matter of fact, there you see, that's the F-35 fighter jets that Israel uses, made by the United States of America. These amazing, incredible machines. These F-35 stealth fighter jets are just unbelievable. The United States uses them, the Israeli pilots use them, and now the United Kingdom uses them. So we have a situation here where there's massive reports of airstrikes on a Hezbollah. And that's an actual photo there coming in now. That photograph coming in right now from Twitter. That is where the base was at, the Hezbollah base. Matter of fact, I'm going to get on the phone right now. I'm going to call Agent RC and see if we can get more information from him on this story. Give me just a moment here. But we're certainly seeing there you see it. The smoke is just unbelievable. We're getting reports now of massive casualties, both dead and injured. Is this Agent RC?
Yes, it is.
Agent RC, we've got a situation developing here. I want to thank you for getting this to us as soon as it happened, even before any news agencies. The Israelis are saying that this was Hezbollah location in Iraq. Any information you have?
Well, it seems what they're trying, there's two thoughts here. They're trying to take out the Iranian forward bases that they've been using in Syria, of course, and then they moved them to Iraq, so they're just following them moving back. The second thought is that there's a thought that because there's little resistance from the Iraqi government, and the Iraqi president, and I don't remember his name, I apologize, has asked the Iranians to leave the country, that they're allowing this to go on to help them dislodge the Iranian presence from Iraq as well.
So the situation here seems as if that, and we've noticed here that our chat room's not working. We don't know why. We'd take several attempts to get this on, but very sensitive information here for sure, apparently. Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday in a statement he said, when responding to how he wanted to deal with the Iranians that were setting up shop in Iraq, he said, Iran has no immunity anywhere. A state that says we're going to destroy you, we will act against them wherever we need to. According to Walla News, when asked whether he holds true in terms of Iraq, the prime minister responded, I haven't limited myself. So, we know that the Iraqis are Shiite. We know the Iranians are Shiite. And we know that the Hezbollah are Shiite. And they're all working apparently in tandem together.
Shifting just a bit, Pastor, I have breaking news from Depka. Russian-Turkish air dogfight over northern Syria narrowly avoided. Erdogan defies Putin. Wow.
Well, I mean, look.
It's on Depka right now.
Okay, so let's think about this also this morning, and that was, remember yesterday, the Turkish convoy that was on its way to Idlib. It had requested safe passage, and as they were going in there, it was bombed. It was airstriked. It was destroyed, apparently by Syrian Air Force. Now, Putin, I would think Putin would be in charge or be monitoring or trying to control the situation relates to the Syrian Air Force, but I don't know if Putin's in control or not anymore.
Yeah, that's the question. Is Putin now still prime minister?
So the dogfight you say they're reporting right now is between Turkish Air Force and Syrian?
What happened is, what Depka's reporting is that two F-16s went up to the battle scene, and the Russians scrambled a couple Su-35s and said if you don't leave immediately, they'll be shot down. And then the S-300, 400 air defense batteries became active. And Turkish crews saw the Su-35s flying alongside, and they turned tail and left the Syrian airspace.
So we had Turkey and Russia having an aerial confrontation over Syria.
Yeah, northern Syria, over Idlib, and that's where the Turks want that, because there's a huge oil resource there. It's all about the oil, folks. That's what it's about. But Erdogan must know that Putin's in trouble, because now he's flexing his muscle.
Folks, again, we have breaking news coming out of Israel, breaking news out of actually Iraq. Another base has been bombed by the Israeli Air Force. The Israelis have flown in, and this time, instead of blowing up Iranian base in Iraq, they've blown up a Hezbollah base. We have reports of multiple casualties, both dead and wounded, and the pictures that are being posted now on Twitter show of massive explosions. And now let me show a map right now that Brock has, and if you look at this map, it's extremely well done. That is Syria and Iraq for the most part. You see Iran with the mountains next to it, Turkey up in the north. If you look way over to the left, you'll see Lebanon. You'll see the little sliver there. That's Israel. You see Jordan, Saudi Arabia. So you look up there at Syria and Iraq, and what do you see? Well, in yellow, is controlled by the Kurds. And as you can see, the Kurds control quite a bit of territory in northern Syria and quite a bit of territory in southern Turkey. Then if you look at there in Syria, you see a lot of orange. That would be Assad's control. That's Syrian control. And look over in the purple to the right over in Iran. It's partially Iran, partially Iraq, but that's actually Iranian-controlled forces. And you can see that in the gray, what looks kind of grayish, you see a couple big pieces of territory in Iraq. Those are ISIS, and there's one in the middle of Syria there that's ISIS stronghold. But for the most part, you can see that the Iranians, and then you see the tan color, what looks like tan. It's all up in Syria and Iraq. It's near the border. That's all Hezbollah, which is operating that area. And of course, mainly Hezbollah controls Lebanon. So that's a great map to show you what a convoluted mess you have going on in the Middle East. Alan, so if let's, I just want to say something that those of you out there that if you take a look at everything going on, Hezbollah and everyone else, folks, they're a mess. Agent RC, do you think there is a problem here? Is the Israelis attacking Iran and Hezbollah? Do you think that also means, is that why Turkey's getting, is it got any coalition at all? Is Russia unstable? What's going on?
Well, you had your intelligence sources contact you from overseas earlier today talking about Putin. I've also had reached out to a couple of mine, and they confirmed what I know, and I'd like to hear Mike from around the world's take on this. But I really believe that with the Israelis getting the F-35s in a larger number now and testing them, they're really testing them for us, launching these strikes into Iraq with, I think, the wink and the nod of the Iraqi president, because it's helping them. But with Russia, who had put their foot down there since, 2014, 2015, when they came in to help Assad, and now Putin is not even in Russia, and something that your people, the people need to listen to is that the flight from Paris, because you mentioned that he's staying with the French president's house, it's only 2 hours to Moscow. So if he wanted to go home for an hour, change clothes or whatever, this is not out of the question. He's not flying to China. And the fact that he's not leaving in French protection of the French president is huge. He's seeking refuge. I think that he's in a lot of trouble. And because of that, everybody's grabbing, because there's no one over there saying no. The U.S. is not in Syria, so everybody's moving to grab something. And I think that's what's going on right now. The Israelis are striking the Iranians because they want them out of the region completely.
That is a great point. Great point. Okay, I see Ellen Whitworth. Good to see you, Ellen. I know I put a shout out to you. I just want to make sure my chat room's working. And so, Ellen, thank you for answering there. We have Agent RC with us right now. We're dealing with a situation, folks, where Israel has just bombed Hezbollah military base in Iraq. And incredible situation developing. Meanwhile, Russian planes dogfighting, if you will, definitely a scrambling in a standoff with Turkish fighter jets over Syria, which is just incredible, especially when you know that the day before that apparently it was Syrians with the blessing of Russia bombed Turkish convoy going into Idlib. And now, why is Vladimir Putin... He's not been in the Kremlin for over 6 weeks. He's been staying in Crimea while thousands of people have been protesting against Putin in Moscow, in Red Square. And then Putin just left Crimea and he didn't go home. He didn't go back to the Kremlin. He didn't go to Moscow. He flew to the Mediterranean to hang out with President Emmanuel Macron at his summer residence in a fort along the Mediterranean. Was he sleeping on a couch, and he's going to hang out for a week? Can you tell me something here, Agent RC? What is going on?
I don't know. I just pulled up a very interesting article off of RT, and it says that Putin and Macron meeting heralds glorious summer after a long winter of discontent. And this, it's like that nuclear detonation we all saw that your guest that you had on, Stan Dale, talked about when he saw it. There are some, and Mike from around the world commented on that. There's some serious unhinging around Moscow, all the protests, and you were talking about a possible coup against Putin. This has been a common thread throughout history. If you're familiar with Russian people in trouble, they always head to Paris. It's just kind of like the safe zone for the Russians. And I'm not knocking it. I just think that he's in trouble. And he's going there, and he's going to reach out to all the world leaders and ask for help.
I mean, the fact that Russian President Vladimir Putin would go hang out in Crimea for 6 weeks and then not go back to the Kremlin. And during that time he was gone, thousands of people have been protesting against him, saying away with Putin. And when he did finally leave Crimea, he flew to France, hanging out all week with Macron. The G7 summit doesn't start till Friday.
And he's not even included in the G7. He's not part of the G7.
No.
So what's he doing? Sitting in a chateau eating popcorn? No, he's sitting in a chateau asking for help because he knows he's in trouble.
And Agent RC, and Macron said that Putin can stay as long as he wants and work in isolation if he chooses, and other world leaders can fly in and meet him there in this fort. Is this like a castle that sits along the Mediterranean? What in the world is going on? Are you serious?
Well, you had mentioned this in an earlier conversation. I think it's noted that it's a very excellent point. He, I believe, now is at the point of seeing who his friends are, and after determining, and I'm not sure how this is going, so this is speculation on my part, but after determining he no longer maintained power, he's now looking for an escape. He's looking for an out. Because, he is probably the richest man in the world. And so he's trying to he has a lot of his money in New York banks, most of it, in fact. So I think he's trying to find a safe haven, as it were.
And folks, we have Agent RC with us. And also, folks, Israel has gone into Iraq again, this time bombing a Hezbollah base. We're going to show you something about Hezbollah. Check this out, folks. A great picture that Brock was able to pull up and find for us. And that is the Iraqi Hezbollah organization. This is them. There they are at their base. There you see the colorful flags, but look at the banner in the front. They sworn their allegiance to who? That's the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of Iran. And then look at the ground. They're marching on top of the Israeli flag. So you have to understand, why is Benjamin Netanyahu so worried about Iran getting nukes? Is because once Iran has this capability and can then get it into the hands of either Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, or Hezbollah in Iraq, or Iran in Iraq, or Iran could use it out of Syria, or they could crawl up next to the Golan Heights. There's a lot going on here, folks, that Israel is not going to allow to happen. And so they've said, and I'll quote Benjamin Netanyahu, "We will hunt people to the ends of the earth." Iran has no immunity anywhere. A state that says we're going to destroy you, we will act against them wherever is needed. I am not limiting myself. So, and this is why people can't go to Israel. If you're going to hate on Israel and say you want to destroy the nation of Israel, you may not be allowed to come in.
Well, that opens a can of worms I don't think we want to go into right now with those particular Congresswomen. But there was one other point that I'd like to address before you wrap it up, is that just recently in the last fortnight, the Russians gave the Israelis the codes to the S-300s that the Iranians have. And when the Iranians found out about it, because like what Mike from around the world talked about, that there's definitely the religion of peace embedded in the Russian army and government causing issues, that the Iranians were furious of this. And so that's also undermined Putin by him letting the Israelis take over these codes, so that basically the air defense of Iran is useless.
That's a great point. And we'll be talking with Mike from around the world on Thursday night. We'll be doing a live broadcast Thursday night. He'll be our guest, Mike from around the world, but who knows what will be happening between now and then. We want to thank Agent RC for coming on, being with us so much. Thank you so much for giving us some of your expertise and information about what's going on in the Middle East.
Truly my honor. Thank you.
Folks, that's Agent RC. And so we'll continue to keep an eye on all this going on. Brock, thank you for some great research. Guys, pray for the peace of Jerusalem and pray for peace in the Middle East. Tomorrow is our anniversary, and so there will be no live broadcast tonight and no broadcasting at all tomorrow unless there's major breaking news. I will do some YouTube videos, and I'll be back with you live Thursday night right here from the Salvation Station. And our guest will be Mike from around the world. But if more major news like this happens, we'll come back to you live or YouTube. Thank you, Brock, for producing this segment of breaking news. God bless all of you. Are you serious? Give your life to Jesus Christ.